Before you started your show, had you wanted to be in TV, or is this like something new that just kind of came to you?
No, I've always wanted to be on TV. I'm made for TV.
When was the first time someone told you you look like him?
I think it's more like my body type. I don't know. And the hair and, but I'll take it. It's a compliment. She's dramatically gorgeous and sexy. There's a way to test your biological age, and my biological age is much younger than my actual age. My song is coming out March 7th. It's called Everything is Better in the Palm Beach Weather.
And what's this I hear about you wanting to be a billionaire? Is that real?
Yes, it is. I'm just very driven and motivated. So like, I like to have an end goal.
Something tells me that you are not shy, so I'm going to ask you. I normally wouldn't ask, but are you a plastic surgery girl at all? No plastic surgery? Where are you on that? Hey guys, it's Carlos. Hey, I'm in my new home studio, and guess who my first guest is? Taja Abitbol. Now, if you guys watch Members Only on Netflix, you know she's very cool, very smooth, and as she says to me, girls always want to be on TV. Enjoy.
He is back. Emmy Award-winning journalist. He's interviewed presidents, rebels, icons, thinkers. He is Carlos Watson.
You like in Miami? You like South Florida?
Well, you know what? Like New Yorkers, like we always come back and forth, right? Like I've been coming here my whole life to Palm Beach and Miami because my grandparents were snowbirds. So it's always been like a second home. But I mean, you can't beat the weather, Everything is, my song is coming out March 7th. It's called Everything is Better in the Palm Beach Weather.
Oh, I like that. You're really coming out with the song?
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah,
sing a little bit to me. Let me hear a little bit.
Well, my verse goes, country clubbing with my Yankee. Because, my show is based in Palm Beach and it's like the members only country club show.
These girls have no mercy. They're drunk and they're thirsty. I'm country clubbing with my Yankee. They need some Taja Abitbol. Everything is better in the Palm Beach weather. All the go-getters and the jet setters.
Now, where is this very terrific last name from? Because I kept misspelling it. Where is your last name from?
So my father is North African. He is from Tunisia, Morocco, that area.
So where's your mom from?
My mother is a New York, Eastern European Jew, like born and raised in Brooklyn.
And then how did those two kids meet?
Oh, my mother was like a hippie, and she wanted to go to Woodstock, and her father said no. So she ran away and went anyway. And when she came back, he said, "That's it. You're going to kibbutz in Israel to straighten out your act." And that's where she met my father. He was in a band. He was like a famous musician, and he performed at the kibbutz that she was, stationed on and living at. And she fell in love with him.
And were they together for a long time, short time?
They only lasted a couple of years. They ended up getting married in Israel. The whole family flew there, made her marry him in Jerusalem, and then brought him back to America. And then, they had me, and they, got divorced when I was about 2.
But I love that the family were gangsters. I like that. They were like, if you're messing with our girl, if you're taking her off the kibbutz, we're making something happen. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they all flew, like the mother, father, aunts, uncle, sisters, siblings.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Who are some well-known North Africans? I'm trying to think.
I mean, like Kardashians are half,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
because it's kind of like the same blood, right?
That is all kind of the same thing.
So we kind of have the same look and body type.
When was the first time someone told you you look like him?
I don't know. I hear a lot of different resemblance comments, but I think it's more like my body type. I don't know. And the hair and, but I'll take it. It's a compliment. She's dramatically gorgeous and sexy.
So before you started doing your show, first of all, congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
And I'm hearing, I've got a couple friends down in Palm Beach, so I feel like I hear nice things about it. Before you started your show, had you wanted to be in TV, or is this like something new that just kind of came to you?
No, I've always wanted to be on TV. Definitely. I've always wanted to be either, a movie star, an actress, or when reality TV came out, I thought I would be perfect for it because I'm very open. I'm not shy. I love sharing everything about me. So I'm made for TV. I don't think the camera loves me, so why wouldn't I want to be on TV?
Taja, I love it. There's no hesitation. There's no like fake, you're like, nope, I was ready for it for day one. So,
Yeah.
so how hard did you go for it? Like, have you been trying for 10 years, 20 years? How long have you been trying?
Yeah, it's been like in my, energy field forever. Like I've been called to interview for many different other, existing reality shows. And I tried to do my own show in the past, like, many times. Like I've always met producers that said, "Oh my God, you're perfect for TV. Why aren't you on TV? Let's do a show." And then we would film a sizzle reel. I think I filmed like 5 sizzle reels and tried to pitch them to networks. And, I guess everything is in the right time. And then finally, this one happened.
So why? Because I feel like there are other people who are probably going to watch this and are going to be like, I'm trying to, and it feels like I'm getting nowhere. And I remember talking to John Legend a few years ago, and he said essentially 7 times he thought he got close before he actually crossed over. Why do you think the last time worked? Why do you think this one actually happened?
Well, the crazy thing is like very serendipitous because I did film this actual concept when I first moved to, so like, as a New Yorker, I've been coming to Miami and Palm Beach my whole life, but I'd never lived here. So when I moved here, I moved to Palm Beach and I lived in like a country club, like a gated community. Those communities, right?
Yeah.
And it was so different for me that I called my friend in New York, who's a producer, and I said, you need to come stay with me for a week and we need to do a show about this. Cause this is like, all I heard was like, what's your country club? Where are you a member of? Like nobody did that in New York or Miami even. And it was like, you had to really be a member of a club to have any type of social life. There's not really like that much to do in Palm Beach. I mean, now like there's more and more, but this is like 6 years ago, really. And so she came down, we did film like a presentation, we went to pitch it, and then the strike happened. And we never got it sold, or, it never went anywhere. And then lo and behold, the girl who did my hair for the presentation that I shot with the New York producer calls me and said, you won't believe this. Somebody's sitting here who's casting for the same show you're doing. And so like, sometimes you manifest something and it doesn't come to the way you want it, but it comes to you anyway. And you just accept the way it's given to you. So this is not my show. However, I did try and pitch the same show. And when I asked the casting director, like, wait a minute, I just pitched the show. How did you get this? And she was like, oh, don't you know everybody's pitching the same show in Hollywood? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. But I guess that's how it works. So, it's not my show. I'm just a cast member on the show. But I guess when the timing is right and when, it's supposed to happen, it happens. I don't know how else to explain it except for like, the universe heard me all along and, found a way for me to be on the show on TV. But like I tried to do it in New York a few times. I tried to pitch a real estate show because I was in real estate, and like you never know. I'm sure I'll be pitching more shows in the future too.
When was the first time someone recognized you from the show?
I think it was in the airport. Like right the day it premiered. Like I did the premiere of the show, so it premiered, and then like the next day I took a flight, and I think that was the first time, in the airport.
Oh, that's when you know it's good, that it's bumping right from the beginning. Have they already said there's going to be a season 2, or do you not know yet?
I don't think we're greenlit yet because I think it takes a little time for Netflix to get like all the numbers back. Like we're still pretty like not even in I don't think we're at 90 days yet, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a season two. I mean, there's been so much talk about this show and everybody wants to know what's gonna happen on season two. Like if Hillary can really blacklist people and everybody wants to know who is talking, who's not talking.
Do you think Hillary really can't blacklist people?
Oh yes, and so can I.
You really think you can?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's the wildest thing you've seen happen in Palm Beach? Like you've lived in Miami, you spent time in Paris, you spent time in New York. What's the wildest thing you've seen happen?
Like Palm Beach is a really beautiful place. It really is, but it's a very small town, like that's why I need to escape all the time. I cannot just be there. It's a very small town and everybody just knows everyone's business. And, that's a wild thing for me because I'm from New York and nobody really cares about what like we're not like a primitive town. You know what I mean? Like New York.
Are there all kinds of wife swaps and husband swaps and all that kind of drama?
Yeah, it's like, the country club life and it's very small, it's not it's interesting and it could be fun and for the season, I like to like go in and out of it. There's a lot of nice events, a lot of good causes, a lot of good philanthropy happening, but you know what? It's just too small of a town. And for a New Yorker like myself, I like to stay in my own lane. I don't care about, like what he's doing and she said and he said, and that's not for us.
Yeah. Now, how much of a businesswoman are you?
I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Okay. And where does it come from? Your dad, your mom, somewhere else?
I don't know. My mother probably. My mother is, a real estate broker. She's still very active and yeah, it's probably from my mother. My father's a chef. But I think it's like, I don't know. It's just my personality. Like that's all I think about is what kind of business can I do next and what can I do, to improve my current business and to grow. Like that's all I think about. And I've been like that. I'm very young.
Which of your businesses is your favorite? You kind of remind me of my little sister who's been my business partner for years. I think her name's Carolyn. I think you guys, I could just tell that you guys would enjoy each other. You guys would have fun if you guys were in the same room. What's your best business of all the businesses you've started? What do you think is the best business?
I'm passionate about every business that I do. Like when I was in the restaurant and nightclub business, I had the time of my life. I can't, I can't say anything negative, but I don't want to live in the nightlife anymore, now. And I was always into wellness. So, like even back then, like 20, 30 years ago when nobody knew what red light was and cold plunging. And I used to go in the middle of the winter to Coney Island and it's called like polar bearing. And I would go ocean in the freezing cold weather to cold plunge, and so I've been into wellness forever and I've always been passionate about it, but it's like now it's like everybody is jumping on the bandwagon and all of the peptide therapy and NAD and all of these anti-aging longevity molecules and just the lifestyle is what I'm about. I really live the lifestyle. And I'm also, like a building wellness and longevity communities.
Oh, is that part under the Taja Drip brand?
Yes, it is under the Taja brand. So I have like Taja Drip and then Taja Method is, what the home method that I came up with. That is, there's like different levels of it. Like I work with developers to help them develop wellness, centered homes.
Oh, I really like that. Are you working with big developers, small developers?
Developers, yes. Yeah, big developers and the future I would like to have my own hotel brand, the Taja brand and my own wellness and longevity hotel brands that will be, worldwide.
Where do you think you are with your health right now? Like however you think about health, from a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in terms of being healthy in your mind right now?
Well, I can always be better, even me, where I am very regimented. But because I travel a lot and I'm, not always on a routine, I sometimes get off, like lately I've been a little tired because I just did like a whole press tour. But I do there's a way to test your biological age, and my biological age is much younger than my actual age. So that tells me that all of my treatments work.
What about your son? I heard you talk really nicely about your son, and it felt like you lit up. And I'm wondering if part of that also is keeping you younger, keeping you fresher than maybe you would be, if he wasn't on the scene.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is so fun. I love kids. I just love kids. I love being around him, all his friends. Like, that is my favorite thing to do, is to be around kids, babies, kids, like all ages. I wish I had more because he's growing up and he's going to leave me like very soon.
How old is he now?
He's 14.
He's 14. Wow, yeah, so he is. Oh my God. So would you ever adopt? Would you ever, I don't know if you froze your eggs or
I
anything,
would.
you?
I am looking into it because I couldn't. I tried to have more kids, but I couldn't. I miscarried. I started old, I didn't start young. You got to start that young. And I did freeze some eggs, but my significant other does not really believe in doing that. So I don't know, maybe adopt. I'm open to anything. I don't know. It just hasn't, it hasn't, the right situation has not presented itself yet.
Yeah. You're gonna adopt. I could tell. I could tell the way I see you talk about the fort.
Information on how I can adopt, because I don't even know how I can.
You know what? I'm gonna send you something because my little sister made a late in life decision. It's the best decision anyone in our family's ever made. My little nephew's the cutest guy of all time. He just turned 4, and like literally yesterday we were filming something and he walked in and you could just see her whole self change, and you could see everybody change on the set when he walked in. And so,
What, she adopted?
yeah, she adopted.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you have to put me in touch with her.
Yeah, I will. I will. Her name's Beverly, and she adopted at 49, and it is just
Oh, good for her.
yeah. It's and you know what? It's rippled among her friendship set because she had a lot of friends who either wanted another or wanted a first and hadn't had one, and so it ended up being a very
Really?
good
Oh
thing.
my God. Maybe it will ripple down on me because
Yeah.
I don't want to be an empty nester ever.
Okay. What's the best piece of parenting advice you've ever gotten?
I'm a very like soft parenting, I don't pressure my son to do anything he doesn't want to do, because I've learned that anytime I tried to get him to do something that he didn't want to do, he was actually right. Like, he has intuition and he knows that, he just knows what he wants to do. Like, he knows who he is. So trust your children. I always expose him to options, different options, but yeah, he knows what's best for him always.
So is your partner, is he willing, David, I'm a sports fan, baseball fan. I think if I remember correctly, he was one of the few Mets and Yankees. Didn't he play for both, I think?
He did.
He's a rare guy. Did he have a favorite, by the way? Did he prefer being a Met or a Yankee?
You'd have to ask him. I know he had a lot of fun during his Met days. They definitely are notorious, that team, for, having crazy times, on airplanes and all. I don't know if you've heard about all those stories, but, I know he loves both teams, immensely.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
We met in one of my restaurants. I used to have restaurants in New York, and that's where we met.
Huh. And did you make a move? He make a move? Give me a little bit of tea.
Actually, we didn't meet in the restaurant, but he met me at a Christmas party and said, "Aren't you Taja from that restaurant?" And I never looked at, I used to tell my staff, I don't want if you see a celebrity and you make a big deal, you ask for a picture, you're fired on the spot. Like everybody's money is green. That's what I would have meeting every day before. So that's why a lot of celebrities did used to come to our place and but that's very New York. Celebrities like being in New York and LA because nobody bothers them, So I didn't really remember him from my restaurant, but I don't know, somehow I knew he was an athlete and I was like, oh yeah, aren't you play basketball, right? I said, you're that basketball player. And it was like, oh, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Were you purposely messing with them or did?
No, I swear,
Okay.
I knew he was an athlete
Yeah.
somehow,
Yeah.
but I don't know why I thought basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How tall is he?
He's not that, he's 6'1", but he really did play basketball. Like he could have been professional in football, basketball, baseball, and tennis because he was like a freak of nature.
Wow.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that about him, but his true love is baseball.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I thought of him totally as a baseball player. I didn't know he had played other sports. Something tells me that you are not shy. So I'm going to ask you. I normally wouldn't ask, but are you a plastic surgery girl at all? No plastic surgery? Where are you on that?
Oh no, I totally believe in I haven't done it yet. I did have my breast, but lifted after, child's birth and breastfeeding, but not on, I'm waiting to do I want to do my neck soon. I want to do certain things on my face soon. I'm not against it. No.
Do you ever worry though, like when you see, have you seen Jim Carrey's pictures recently? Have you seen those?
I took a glance just yesterday and yeah, I don't know. Did he get bad surgery?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of folks, I don't know. But do you ever look and kind of say, because you have good natural skin, you've got good natural look. You ever say, why mess with a good thing?
No, I want to reverse my age any way I can.
Okay.
And I feel like I need some help in my neck area and, I could definitely use elsewhere as well. So when the time comes, I'm just going to make sure I go to the best doctor and, make sure that, of course, there's a risk involved, but
Right.
I will go to somebody that I think will, get me the results that I want.
Yeah.
A lot of talented doctors.
Okay. And what's this I hear about you wanting to be a billionaire? Is that real? Is that
It
something?
is, yes, it is. I'm just very driven and motivated. So I like to have an end goal. You know what they call it. Like I wouldn't mind having a plane and it just gives you freedom and convenience. And I don't mind working hard. So I believe I could get there.
Who if you could have dinner with anyone, who would you love to have dinner with?
Well, he's no longer alive. Prince was the only person that I really was a fan of. But I am just I don't know. I think I've met everybody that I wanted to meet. I can't think of one person I would want to have dinner with. I don't know.
Prince is a good one. That counts.
Maybe Kim Kardashian. That's who I would want to have dinner with. I really admire her. I think she is her and Chris.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
and her mom.
Yeah.
Chris Kardashian.
Chris is is a smart woman.
Yes, I really admire the fact that they are, very, very strong businesswomen. I don't care what anyone says about them. They are a whole family, all of them. They're very strong, enterprising businesswomen, and they, figured out how to build an empire. And that's something I would, aspire to be.
Yeah. If you could go back and talk to 21-year-old Taja, what's the best piece of advice you'd give her? What would you tell her if it was truly just the two of you? No one else is around. It's just the two of you, just you and girlfriend. What are you going to say to her?
Just always make sure you're independent and you could take care of yourself. I think that's very important for women at every age.
Yeah. Fast forward for me 20 years from now. Where are we? You and I get together. We haven't seen each other in 20 years. So it's 20 years from now. It's 2046. That's kind of crazy to say out loud. It's 2046. Where are we meeting? What's going on? Talk to me.
with my son and my other adopted children on my plane, traveling to a beautiful place.
To a beautiful place. And do you have any idea where that beautiful place is?
Somewhere in Europe, probably.
Hey guys, it's Carlos. Hey, guess what? We just passed 20,000 new followers on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for the love, the encouragement. Love what we're building here on the Carlos Podcast. Love what we're building more broadly in the Rose Garden. Please keep checking it out. Please tell friends. Please share. Big hug, big kiss to you guys. Appreciate you.